Hi all, I thought I'd just make a quick video on the finally released official trailer for Return to Silent Hill, which is the upcoming movie directed by Christoph Gans, which will be based on the story of Silent Hill 2. I've already covered the previous teasers on this channel if you'd like to hear my thoughts on them. However, straight away, even the length of the trailer and the thumbnail didn't do anything for me. As visually arresting as Silent Hill 2 can be, throughout these teasers and behind the scenes videos, we've heard next to no dialogue whatsoever, and the story and emotional tone of Silent Hill 2 is so important to the overall emotional connection we share with the game, and probably why so many people have loved it and held it in such high regard all these years on. In comparison to its other entries in the series, I'd say 2 is the most melancholy and emotional of all of them, and yet all these teasers have been super fast jump cuts showing off terrible looking AI effects. We'll get into it more here, but again, this is the official trailer and the movie is out in less than 2 months. And to a person who may have never even played the game, they wouldn't even know what the story is about. It's vaguely hinted at this time round, the plot I mean, but up until now, we've not even known what the premise of this movie is going to be. It's been terrible marketing so far, and I'm not holding my breath, but let's jump in and take a closer look. We get a shot of James sitting in the dark in an armchair looking at what seems to be a painting of Madonna with white contact lenses in. I really don't know what this is supposed to be. Is James an artist in this film? Did he paint this? Is this Mary? Did Mary paint this? Or is it just all inconsequential and none of it has any relevance? The original game score playing behind the scenes in this trailer is the most Silent Hill thing about it so far. We get the CGI cockroach run across the bathroom floor, which I have to say looks very much like the remake bathroom. I have to say this set piece is pretty awesome looking, and they do get the Dutch shot of James behind the urinals, just like how it dissolves in on him in the game. We then get super cool Chad Bro James driving his super cool convertible 2013 Mustang GT in the rain, looking like he's either out of his head on something or extremely depressed. Seeing him not even in the town yet looking this suspicious and emotionally vacant doesn't do the late reveal of what he does to Mary any favours. The voiceover for Mary is delivered pretty flat and to be honest could even be AI at this point. I don't even know it's real anymore.
James, so much time has passed, but I'm asking to please come back to our special place.
She says James, so much time has passed, as if she's still alive. So it doesn't even seem that they're going with the plot point that she's been dead for 3 years.
That's what I keep telling myself. A dead person can't write a letter. Mary died of that damn disease 3 years ago.
We see the letter from Mary with tear stains, which also contradicts the voiceover, as why would he be this upset if it could just be an ex-girlfriend writing to him from another town? The voiceover gets it right, like in the game, and says, our special place.
Please come back to our special place.
Well, I'm alone there now. In our special place.
But then the letter here just says our place, which seems such a strange error to make. We see a shot of them on what seems to be the roof of the Lakeview Hotel according to the sign, and it's a flashback of their vacation, supposedly years earlier. She kisses James while some CGI butterflies swarm them for some reason.
What is that?
We then see the transition to the state of the town now, and I know the game and the first movie by Christoph differ in terms of why the town is abandoned, but we'll get into that soon. The first thing I notice is how clear it all seems. The fog is supposed to be much more thick and ever present to increase the tension of not knowing what's just ahead of you out of sight.
ゾクゾクするというか、不安でしょうがない。わからないと。自分の周りにちょっと先に何者かいるかもしれない。そこにいるモンスターがそれでどんなやつなのかもわからない。とにかくわからないことっていうのが怖いことだと思いますね。
It seems here that it's just a very light mist and some ash falling from the sky, as in the first movie Christoph set up that to public knowledge anyway, that there was a coal mine fire that lost control underground, which is why everyone had to evacuate. It says from the team that brought you Terrifier 3, as if that's a really strong selling point for this. I mean, I get that people like these films, but they couldn't really be more different IPs tonally. We see James and Maria look up at what could be Brookhaven Hospital, and the voiceover just says, everyone got sick in Silent Hill. Nothing further to it at all, and it just shows people on the street, they're not on the street.
Everyone got sick in Silent Hill.
This seems very lazy writing. I would have said something a little more captivating or mysterious. Giga Chad James, with his leather jacket and 2 pendants to go look for his dead wife, just looks on dumbfounded like he has the rest of the teasers. He really doesn't look like an everyday Joe like the original James. He looks way too much like he's emotionally damaged or possibly an addict of some kind, which doesn't do the innocence of his character any favours for the first 2/3 of the film. This shot here looks pretty convincing, but again the fog seems a little too thin for my liking. We see James hear the static of the radio, and instead of hearing Mary's voice come through it seems to be a guy speaking. It almost sounds like he's doing a public service announcement.
Something's happened here. Something really, really bad.
James says something really bad has happened here. Well, if the story is the town's been a ghost town for the past 20 years or more due to toxic coal mine fire fumes, if this story is telling us that Mary wasn't dead and they just separated and she's been living there and now she's calling him to the town, either how has Mary been living there, or how does he not know about the history of the town where he's once shared memories of a true love with this person?
Fire started 30 years ago.
There is also the siren from the first movie, which alerts the darkness overtaking the town. Again, this doesn't happen in Silent Hill 2. I discussed this already, but the town doesn't fully transform before your eyes like in Silent Hill 1 and 3. It only slowly deteriorates over time without you ever really noticing the change until it's happened. The only siren is the one you hear once in the game after the Flesh Lips boss fight. We see a shot of James reacting to Angela pointing the knife at him in the Woodside Apartments. But why does she look like this? In the game, she's a teenage girl.
In the game, she's supposed to be 16 or 17. She doesn't look like a teenager.
I tried to make her face special, has something inside.
But she's not meant to look like she's been sleeping on the streets and dragged through a hedge backwards. Why is she so dusty and dirty and haggard looking? There's no way James would even attempt to speak or help Angela if she looked this unhinged or crazy. We see the classic way in which the nightmare takes over in Christoph's version of Silent Hill, where it almost decomposes in seconds before your very eyes. And again, a ton of moths or butterflies land on this window. It doesn't look too terrible, but I think it's really unnecessary. I mean, think about it, you could really just keep the abandoned, foggy, derelict town the entire look of the movie, and have it probably look and work better than going overboard with all these radical visual changes. I'm happy Akira Yamaoka's doing the full soundtrack. I feel that this will somewhat steer it tonally towards what the source material is. We get a shot of Pyramid Head from the rear, and for some reason he has hooks attaching to his head from the back now. And we finally see Eddie. Again, doesn't look a thing like the original Eddie at all. He looks like a crazy homeless person. Why is that? Did Christoph want us to think these people have been trapped or lost here for years and years, and they just look like hobos now? Also, I have no clue what he says here. I had to rewind it about 4 times. All I heard is, "You woke him up."
You did it, didn't you, Jimmy? You woke him up.
He says, "You really did it, didn't you, Jimmy?" Which Eddie never calls James, and he says, "You woke him up." Then we see Pyramid Head reach through the bars for James. What, we woke Pyramid Head up, did we? Does he hibernate or have naps now then? Not only that, but Pyramid Head is supposed to be specific to James's nightmare, and no one else is supposed to be able to see him. Eddie doesn't even see him or know what James is talking about, even though that they're in the same building for the first time you meet.
You're not friends with that red pyramid.
Red pyramid thing. I don't know what you're talking about.
So why would Eddie be so casual about seeing this? Someone that could potentially kill them both. We see what could be the Lakeview Hotel on fire, but like I said in my reaction to the first teaser, why is he seeing it as on fire here? In the game he arrives and in his delusion doesn't see it for the burnt down wreck that it really is, and he says that the place hasn't changed in 3 years. The hotel was supposedly burnt down by Angela, who did it in an attempt to kill her brother who was staying there at the time, which is why Angela says that her nightmare of seeing the fire is how she always sees her world now. There's a ton of evidence of the Angela Hotel arsonist theory at this timestamp in my Silent Hill 2 Let's Play, if you're interested in knowing more about it. Laura, again looking like a homeless, dirty Victorian child or something, says no one said it would be easy.
No one said it would be easy.
I don't know why she has this weird gatekeeper type monologue, like she understands the mechanics of the nightmare and she's telling him about it all. To her, she's not party to the same nightmare or experiences as James, so she's always oblivious in the game to what he's seeing or talking about.
This is no place for a kid. There are all sorts of strange things around here. I can't believe you haven't even gotten a scratch on you.
Why should I?
So she shouldn't be speaking like this, like she's really deep or foreboding. She's supposed to literally just be a normal little girl. Again, why is Eddie being like this? He's supposed to eventually go insane and turn on James, but the way he looks and acts from as early as in the apartment, his character arc is completely ruined. He's just an insane to begin with, according to this. We then see what looks to be Mary standing in a burning corridor of the hotel, but I'm sure this scene is supposed to be with Angela, so I'm not sure what that's about. We then see James scream Mary's name whilst holding onto some bars, or what almost looked like to be a sewer or something. And I've got to say, it's the most emotional I've seen him throughout any of this whole promotional material. We then see the gang of nurses working together in unison, walking towards James and Maria, which again I've covered in the last two videos that they wouldn't be able to work together in this way, which is even shown in the first movie. They act on sound and even kill each other by accident in the process, so how can they work together and coordinate themselves like this? How can they distinguish between the sounds of themselves and the sounds of someone else? Also, why do their heads crack like porcelain? There's a shot of James and Maria running down a corridor. This is what I'm guessing will be the elevator chase with Pyramid Head. Then we see James looking up in an outside courtyard of the hotel. I'm guessing this may also be where he sees Maria get skewered by the two Pyramid Heads. Then finally, this shot looks awful, and I don't even know what it's supposed to be. The creature doesn't look familiar at all. James then says what I'm worried about. He says, "I'm here, I'll always be here."
I'm here. I'll always be here.
Now, this sounds like it might be a hospital flashback to when he was looking after or visiting Mary when she was sick. However, if this film isn't going that route, and it seems worse than I feared, it seems they're taking the whole fan theory time loop thing from the remake of Silent Hill 2, which was a misconstrued Easter egg for the fans anyway, and actually incorporating it into this movie, which is a terrible idea. There's certain things I've seen in this trailer that are more so to do with the remake than the original, which again I'm not sure if I like, as they're mixing two different approaches, no matter how similar they can be in some cases. But despite of all this, I honestly can't wait to see the movie and document my thoughts. You'll be the first to know my views on this film when I can do a full review of it in January. But so far, what do you think of the teasers and the trailer? What are your hopes or fears for this entry? Please let me know below in the comments, and as always, thank you for watching. And it really helps go towards keeping the channel moving forward and pushing me to make more content. Please leave a like if you did enjoy, share with your friends, and consider subscribing to the channel for all future videos. Until next time, I've been your host, JB Twinesiger.